You were talking about Pucar's height. I mean, there's a big difference here. 6'6", Pucar.
Absolutely. And then you take a quick look at
Chuang
Chih.
Came off late, yep.
I had to check that out. 5'7" and 6'6".
Yeah, big difference there. About a foot between them.
1-3.
Still has that amazing serve, Chuang.
Now, one of the stories yesterday was the result between Pucar and Yuan. And the first game was 12-10 to Yuan.
4-2.
Then it was 11-7. So basically, Yuan won the first two. And then we had a tremendous comeback. 13-11. It was a close third game to Pucar, and then he won the fourth one 11-8. So that's two Chinese players yesterday who threw away 2-0 leads. Wang Chuqin on number one, and then
5-2.
So yeah, Pucar will be so encouraged by that.
Will be, but it's also been a good start for Chuang Chih. Absolutely fantastic serve that he has, and when he turns it on, he really turns it on. So
3-5.
there we have it. Pucar just fighting back. 3-5 as it currently stands. If Pucar wins it, would serve him well. But another draw. That just leaves things in the air, doesn't it?
3-6.
You know, here's something interesting, because these two have actually played each other before. It's a 15-year age gap between them. But once was in 2019 at the Oman Open, which Pucar won 4-3.
Let.
The other was more recently right here in MACAO, the Champions MACAO,
6-4.
where Pucar won 3-2, and it was so tight in the last game. He won that 12-10. That's how tight it was. So he's got the edge on his opponent in that sense. Well, I think yesterday you were talking about the pluses and minuses for the different sizes. Of course, the taller you are, the more reach, more wingspan you have. And of course, for someone like Chuang Chih, it's lower center of gravity, more mobile, more nimble.
Absolutely. Which is sometimes so needed for certain shots. Like I was just talking about, how to generate better topspin earlier. And especially when you want to pack in a bit of power into it. But having said that, some of the tall players who do have, are very quick on their feet and have great footwork, well, they can outshine, well, the players who are supposed to be more nimble. But it doesn't happen all the time. Pucar is one of them. He's fairly fast on his feet. But yesterday, for a pretty buff lad, I think, Omar Asar was extremely fast.
Yeah, good coverage from him yesterday.
Let. 6-7.
Pucar serves at 6-7.
8-6.
You're absolutely right about that. You definitely do not take a player who's been around for a long time, who's a mentor, a coach, one of the most respected players in Asia. A lot of people, everybody knows him. You don't take players like that who are still fit for granted. They can spring a surprise on you. Well, it's not going to be as easy.
8-7.
But Pucar's fighting, and he's got the ability to come from behind. We saw that yesterday.
Yeah, and I think, that's got to be the back of Chuang's mind tonight, that he cannot take anything for granted. He knows that he's going to be, if he wants to finish this, he's got to go for the jugular.
7-9.
Up by 2 here, Chuang. Must be amazing to have, you have someone like Gao Ray, who is 24 years
8-9.
younger than Yuan. And seen Chuang sort of take him under his wing when they're playing in team events together. So you're playing with sort of a living legend, someone who's done so much.
10-8.
I'll tell you about that in the next game. What he's achieved. He's got 2 game points here. Well, I can quickly tell you now, actually, that he's got a gold in the World Champs. So it was in doubles in 2013. A couple of team bronzes this year as well in Busan, and in 2014 World Cup team event he's won the silver.
11-8.
2013. More on that in a while.
Well, he's just playing the first game.
Yeah.
And that's very impressive from Chih.
So we have first game done and dusted again. There's one that's been fairly tight. A lot said there by Yachina to his teammate.
We were really expecting Pucar to put on a show here, but knowing that he's a bit of a late riser during the contest, well, let's find out. He's gone to the second game. He's a gutsy player, can go the whole 9 yards. While decent stars like Chih, well, they still rely on pace. Got it, yes. He's just got it, man. I was just looking at him, you know, right through that first game and right through this, during this rally as well. You look at the age factor and you throw that in and you compare him to some of the other players, including, you know, some of the players are 37 to 45. He's 43.
Yeah, remember we were talking yesterday, we were waxing lyrical about Ahmed Saleh.
Absolutely, but Saleh too covers up for what he will not move around, you know, that much with his arms, with intercepting the ball right. But look at Chih, just fit. Probably take out a few lines from his face and you just see the player that you'd have seen a couple of years back. But Pucar does have the ability to cover a lot of ground. He really does look like a giant from this angle. But I like his temperament. I like the way that he plays, Tomislav Pucar. Even yesterday, he was very impressive.
Yeah, there's certainly a lot to be delighted about. He's playing well here in the second game.
wide swipe for that. Well, nice serve from him. Well, just beat Chuang entirely.
Three six. Seven three.
Up by 4 here, Pucar.
Seven four.
Really try to go for that one, Pucar.
Just 7 points there. Pucar to serve. He's 3 ahead of Chuang in the second game.
4-8.
Yeah, you can see he's kind of a bit of a ball of energy at the moment. He's moving around. He's got this. Just wants to get on with things. It feels like.
So if you can move at that height with that height, and yet be able to reach for everything, well, that's an added advantage. You pretty much covered most ground around the table. Well, look at that. How is it for him to move around?
Oh, off the edge there. Pucar. He was delighted with that, wasn't he?
Well, he would be. He's on to 9 points. I think he wants to get back in. Absolutely delighted. It's one of the few times when he'll get off the edge and there'll be no apology.
Yeah, well, there's been a few times today I've seen that. Very well placed shot there.
9-5.
Bit of deflection from Yuan.
10-5.
5
Well,
game points.
He
for-
definitely wants to seal this game, Shez.
11-5.
Nicely done by Tomislav Pucar.
Went in with an extremely simple serve for that. Just nailed it. So it's 1 game apiece, and Gatina will be happy for him.
Yeah, nice work. 11-5. Pucar's won the second game. It's 1-1.
Možda drugu da mu spričaš tu. Prvu mu opet malo onako se dobija. Ali se pripremi, znači da ti dođe banana da ti je mora doći gore. Sam da je niska malo serva, da. Da vidiš šta je, ali on ide bananom ili nema tu prvu. Ili mu ako hoćeš prvu ne uspije. Ali čekaj, ali čekaj onda da ti on ide u sredinu i skoči na pamet. Ne bu ti on u backhand odigrao tu loptu. I skoči na pamet i onda ga duni. Ako ćeš dugo, ako ćeš dugo. Ali ovo ako seriraš dok god, samo na gore, kroz sredinu.
Third game, Pucar to serve. Love all.
Time to get back to the action and to game number 3. It's Chuang and Tomislav Pucar locked in battle. A game apiece. Pucar very convincing in that second game to win it 11-5 after dropping the first one 11-8. This, of course, is our last 2 games of the night. And Shez and me could have just gone on all night. It's been such an exciting day. But we'll be back tomorrow. We need to give the players a break. We'll be back tomorrow morning. Start all over again. But right now, let's find out if Pucar can
1-all.
claim Azonia. Starts off on a positive note back again.
Yeah, 16 more matches. The final round of group stage tomorrow.
Talking about reach, Chuang. Well, he just got to that the same like Pucar would have. It's very interesting to watch these players in action. That's the new ball, of course.
Just wants to wipe it.
1-all.
Now. Let's see what happens here because Pucar, remember, he's going to think, well, I got points off Lingayen, who's the clear favorite to go through.
1-2.
I've got a real shot at this. I need to beat Chuang Chih. Now, he's dropped the first game, which would have been a bit disappointment to him because if he'd beaten Chuang quite convincingly, then it falls down to what happens tomorrow.
3-1.
Mm.
Big roar there from Pucar.
So what if Pucar wins the game, and then Chuang Chian draws his game?
So Chuang draws
4-1.
with Ling Guayan, then Pucar will go through. He's actually winning more games.
Or what if all of them play out a draw? That's going to be an interesting.
Well, then, yeah, if all this ends in a draw, and tomorrow ends in a draw, of course, so everyone will have had 6 games won, 6 games lost, and then it comes down to point won and lost.
And then I'd hate to be the one doing the calculation.
Pucar has taken firm control of this third game. Right on up.
2-5.
He's got such a nice flick when he goes on the backhand. Absolutely marvelous there.
Okay, so we'll come back here from Chuang's won the last couple of points. Are we having a timeout? Yeah, we are.
Timeout.
So 5-0, Tomislav Pucar. The timeout, we'll be back in a bit.
Znaš da će ti uvijek sporu, samo ostali malo bliže na stolu. Ne znaš šta sad ti osjećaš, hoće ti opet doći bananom i ne, ovisi, ako misliš da će doći bananom, onda mu duhu spići. Ako si malo nagore u furi. To najbolje, tako. Sam pazi da ti bude kratko. To je jedino, jer on to sad dosta čeka i onda ako ne, onda ti on neke pokušava zatvoriti puno dugo, to ti imaš slaba lopta koja imaš dobro lopta. I ovo kad uđeš, ovo je dobro bilo kad iskočiš, onda ga možeš slobodno... Znači sad je najbitnije serva.
Moram ući bananom, stalno pimpa.
Može, da, igraš stalno kratko. Probaj koji put samo navrtiti bananu, možda onu postraničnu, znaš da ne može frajer samo ovo. A ono iz forehanda kad...
Taj.
Ajde, idemo. Sad serva da je precizno.
But this could very well be that game where it might just give us a sign of what could happen in that group, depending on the outcome of it. Or we probably have to wait for all the games to be done with. But that timeout still needed, and Pucar wants to win it. We know he wants to win it at all costs, but Chuang Jian has started to give him a fight. And
yeah, look, I think it was 5-1 up.
It was 5-1, absolutely.
So he's won 5 of the last 6 points, Chuang.
He's won on a roll with them.
6-7.
It's been an excellent run, and look, remember, Pucar was the one who took the timeout. Not really helped him so far. sudden
all.
boys just exploded from Pucar.
Bit of relief for him to have won that. Well, he knows that Chuang is making him work for it. He knows it's not going to be easy. He does have a sniff of a victory. No. Let's just pick it up.
7-8.
Almost had that together. But every point now, he does value it. There's no doubt about it.
True.
He knows it's not coming easy.
6-3 in terms of points won in favor of Chuang in the last 9. Again, this one. And Glenn, you actually brought up an interesting scenario where, yeah, in theory, right now, we could still have 3 draws. I mean, Wang Chuqin, he will surely fancy his chances. Remember, Pucar was the lowest ranked player in the group.
Lim Gayong.
Yeah, excuse me, not Wang Chuqin, you're right. There's 46 places between them. Not 46, sorry, 40 odd places between them. Again, and from Pucar. 2 game points here. Well, Pucar, we go 2-1 up here. Oh, what power there on the forehand from Pucar.
Well, that's a winner. He didn't have to wait for a reply. He knew there wasn't going to be any.
Very good. And this is
Prvi set je do zadnji dug.
on the brink of a win here, and that would be remarkable that the lowest ranked player
Uvijek može sa ovom servom.
to go through. 11-8 in game 3, 2-1 up here. Tomislav Pucar.
Vidiš, da dođe bananom, da sam nema se ono on igra lako, ostaje na stolu i podrapa. Ovo je malo postranična i na gore. I možemo tu slobodno kroz sredinu. Uopće ti ne dolazi bananom, znači kroz sredinu da mu bude u lakat.
Ona mosta blizu stola, samo igra ovo nešto.
Da, i tu i tamo, ako ti gurne dugo ćeš dići to, samo ostani blizu stola. Ako ti je, ako ti igra kratko, slobodno, ne moraš probati pokušavati kratko, gurni mu dugo. Stalno čekaj.
Fourth game, Zhang to serve. Love all.
So we're down to the 4th and final game, as well as the final event for us today. It's Tomislav Pucar and Chuang locked in battle. Keep in mind the fact that the Croatian leads 2 games to 1.
Chuang desperate to try and bring this back to 2-all.
But if he does do that, he's just gonna, well, rain on Pucar's parade. There's no doubt about it.
1-2.
Yeah, they've fought hard, these two. Really have been impressive. Could be one of those again where they're trading points right till the bitter end.
3-all here, looking a bit more balanced this last game. Pucar, well, really being very, very aggressive in that second and third game, Shazad. I think very powerful with some of his, forehands, very powerful with the way he was, well, delivering those winners, and absolutely no reply at that time from Chuang.
4-3.
Having said that, let's take Pucar's age. Let's take Chuang age. And what if you had to put Chuang at that same age against
Timeout.
him? It would have been a different story.
Wow, yeah, back then he was one of the best players in the world.
Slazim stalno kao on će doći banana.
Timeout, I think, now called by Chuang.
Bye. Four, three.
So Chuang taking the
3-5.
timeout when he's down by a couple now. It was one just now. So both timeouts taken.
Let. 3-5. Three, 6. Seven, 3.
Well, he's now built a good little cushion here. Nice lead for Pucar. Can he see this off?
8-3.
Nearly 3 away now.
He's pretty much racing ahead, isn't he? He's
Three,
coming with that killer
9.
intent. He wants to win it. In it to win it, Chess. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
He's in a very good position now. Pucar.
Four, 9.
Goes a bit long. There's still hope for Chuang.
Ten, 4.
And we are now at 6 match points for Tomislav Pucar,
11-4.
which he does.
To Pucar.
But
The
just made it
score
really
is
quick, didn't he? That timeout, and then it was just like,
3-1.
well,
Thank you.
Well, this is huge for Pucar, because he's now got a win and a draw. The number of games won: 2 yesterday, 3 today. He's on 5. He's conceded.
so tomorrow's match 3 will depend on how it finishes.
Yeah, Chuang is beating Tomislav. Tomislav Pucar is beating Chuang. 8-11, 11-5, 11-8, 11-4.